Right, so the sound volume should be the same as it was before because I've got my headset on, so that shouldn't change at all as a thing. I'm hoping you can all hear well. Making yourself comfortable, finding a place to sit and allowing yourself to settle into your seat. So you have something underneath, perhaps something to put your feet on, and maybe a cushion behind you as well. And we're going to allow ourselves to be for a moment, as we normally would. I'd like us to start with a mudra, which is for releasing negative energy. So we're going to bring the right hand up with our hand across the body towards the left shoulder and the palm like a stop sign. And then the left one comes on top and does the same thing. When we settle into that, make it comfortable for you. So your hands and palms are just pointing out to either side, preventing negative energy coming to you. And if you have that comfortable, you might like to close your eyes. So this is Svasti Mudra, the gesture for well-being. We're allowing ourselves to be comfortable in our own space and to keep all negative energy at bay. So it helps us to reduce stress, make us feel comfortable in our own space. You may notice it directs the energy into your chest and ribs. So feel the breath into your chest, especially in the sides of the ribs, giving you more energy. If you begin to feel unsure, if you begin to worry about what's going on around you, or if you're visited by people, feel threatened, if you're going out, you could adopt this gesture, this mudra, perhaps before you go or when you come back, to release all the negativity. Two more breaths, holding Svasti Mudra. Long, comfortable breaths out. And then unslide the hands and bring the palms together into prayer position, Anjali Mudra. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Gently bow your head towards your hands to seal that, being our way of bringing ourselves into a sense of well-being and unconditional love for ourselves, self-compassion, really important. And we're going to take a few breathing breaths. If you bring your left hand on your heart and the right hand on top, take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, release the arms and open them wide. Breathing in, coming back. Breathing out, releasing and opening wide. Breathing in, back to the heart. Breathing out, extending gently, opening. And this time, a little hug. So if you're able to cross your arms and give yourself a hug, squeeze, breathing in and release out. Send your love to everyone here. Crossing your arms, breathing in. You can change the crossover if you want. Breathing out, opening and expanding. Two more times, crossing the arms, possibly in opposite directions. Feel that hug, especially if we're living alone. It's really important that we feel that contact for ourselves. Take a moment to experience how you feel. And as you do that practice, you might like to smile deliberately for yourself. So bring your awareness to our hands. We're going to stretch the hands out and make them into a little fist. Thumbs can go in or not. Breathing in, stretch the hands out. Breathing out, fold them in. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more time. And make the circles with little wrist movements, not big ones, just changing direction slightly, noticing how they're functioning today. And then we'll bring the fingertips towards the shoulders or onto the shoulders, lifting the elbows out to the sides as far as they'll go, breathing in. And as you breathe out, draw the elbows back down. Breathing in, lifting out and up. Breathing out, down. Breathing in. And out. One more time. If you're able to, lifting the elbows softly to the front, wherever they will come, and taking the forearms up above the elbows, so we're at right angles. Taking your hands together if they will. If they won't, that's fine, keep them apart. And as you breathe in, open the elbows out to the sides. As you breathe out, this time bringing the palms together. Breathing in, elbows out. Endeavor to keep them at shoulder height, subject to your shoulders. Breathing out, draw them in. Breathing in. Feel that stretch closing across the back, stretch across the front. You might want to hold that there for a moment and pull those shoulders back and down. Then pull the elbows down and send them back up. Elbows down, breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. One more if that's okay, or stopping if you need to. And then let the arms come down and rest. Observing what that feels like, checking in with your body. So having removed the shoulders there a little bit, let's lift the shoulders up to our ears, squeeze and let them come down. Breathing in, lift up. Breathing out, drop down. So you can let them drop or you can float them down. One more time. Lovely. And then move your right shoulder back, your left shoulder back, your right shoulder back, your left shoulder back, your right shoulder back, your left shoulder back. Just moving them comfortably, almost as if you were swimming, but you haven't got your arms extended. And then the other way. So we're doing front crawl, front crawl, front crawl, front crawl, front crawl, and back crawl. Very good. Let the arms drop beside you, checking in. Inviting a little more stretch through the body. Bringing your right fingertips towards your shoulder. Extending softly up wherever your arm will go. You can keep the elbow bent if you need to. And breathe in deeply here. As you breathe out, press down through your feet and tip yourself over to the left. Breathing in, lift yourself back to center. Breathing out once more, over to the left. And hold on to your chair for a little balance if you wish. One more time. And coming back to center and releasing, checking in. Observe the difference between the two sides. Inviting your other arm, so you could leave your left hand fingertips to shoulder, elbow out a little bit, or send it up. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, over to the right. Into the center, out, over to the right. Breathing in, Breathing out. One more time. Back to the center and releasing. Well done. So taking our spines into some gentle movement now, you may wish to move yourself slightly further forward on your chair. And bring awareness to your buttons once again. So you might have a chin and nose button, and then a throat button, a heart button, a navel button, and a pelvic button. So initially we'll keep all those buttons straight, checking in with our lower back, see how they're feeling today. Hands could be on your thighs, this way or this way, whatever feels right for you. Elbows slightly bent. And we take a beautiful deep breath as we feel that book on our imaginary book on our head. As you breathe out, we tip with that book on the head forwards gently, pressing down through the floor as you breathe in to come back up. 3 more times as you go with your own breath, breathing out as you go forwards. Breathing in, coming back, keeping all those buttons at the same distance as you fold forwards and as you come back up. When you finished your 4, pausing there. Experiencing your spine, noticing how it feels. And then you may choose to take yourself a little further down so the hands could come forward. You could repeat what you've just done or take the rolling, stretching the spine version. So you breathe in, and as you breathe out, rounding, bringing the buttons towards each other, going wherever feels comfortable for you. Unrolling as you breathe in, coming back up, pressing the floor if you wish to. Breathing out, rolling the body forwards, pressing through the floor, sit bones down as you roll back up, feeling a sense of engagement through the abdominals, and going all the way down or as far as you want to go, taking it a little further each time. And when you've done it 4 times, roll back up. Come to sit. So if you're slightly away from your chair, you can take hold of your chair from behind. You might need to move the body a little further forward. And if you can, draw the shoulder blades down and together, feeling a sense of opening across your heart and chest. Breathing in, aware that we are avoiding throwing our heads back, and we're lifting and lengthening through. Sit bones going down. Checking in with that lower back, make sure it's feeling safe. Deep breaths. You can lift the chin a little if it feels comfortable in your neck. Check with your feet once more, sit bones, that will help protect you. And then releasing back to the front. Noticing whether that spine feels a little stretched, a little moved, and what happened in that. Back bends are not things we're perhaps doing very much at the moment. Really important to add a little back bending to your program every day. And the other thing that's really nice and useful is twisting. So we're going to take the right hand to the left outside leg and the other hand around behind us, and turning our hearts towards the wall on the left, and the head can turn around too. Deep breaths as you hold for a moment. You can press against your left leg, and your left leg can press against your hands so they don't move. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, coming back to your center. Observing the body, taking the other hand over, one hand behind. Deep breath in, grow. As you breathe out, rotating the other way. Feel that heart is what's leading you around, so it's the chest that's rotating. The head can follow if it's comfortable. The feet, sit bones can press down to give you a firm base, and then you can rotate the chest. A deep breath in, and as you breathe out, rotating back to the front. Observing how that feels for you. And then when you feel ready, just give the whole body a little wriggle. Give it a little shake. Shake out the hands. Keep the hands shaking if you can. might like to shake them a little higher, more energy into them. Keep breathing, notice how your breath increases as you do this. If it feels safe and in your shoulders, you can take the hands a little higher. Or you can take them out to the sides. And you can let them drop. So bringing awareness to your legs, feet. Sitting back a little if you wish to, and we're going to hold one leg. So your right leg, holding it up, remembering that if you need to, you have your belt ready. You can slide it underneath and hold it with the belt instead. So foot, toes up, breathing in, down, breathing out. Two more. Good, and circling with that foot. Nice and slow, deliberate moves. Practice with your breath in, out, in, out. Changing direction. Placing that foot down. Changing sides. Belt onto the other side or using your hands. And when you're ready, breathing in, toes up towards your face, and breathing out, stretching through the front of the foot. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and out. Lifting up, pointing down, circling. Whatever your ankle does, remembering this is in the ankle joint, breathing in and breathing out. So if the lower leg and the knee are doing a lot of movement, let's bring your awareness to your big toe and imagine that has a pencil attached to it, changing direction. And you're drawing little circles with your big toe. And placing that foot down, you've done about 5 in each direction. We're going to explore a little more stretching through the legs. We're going to take the legs apart, so you may find that you need to move your block out of the way, or your cushions, or whatever you're using under your feet, and also travel a little bit further. Hold on to your chair if you feel that that's safe. And we're going to walk the feet apart, so we're going to turn both toes, sets of toes out, and then the heels. I'm just going to move back a little bit so you can see more easily what my feet are doing. So we're going toe, heel, toe, until we get to the point where our knees are over our ankles. And then we'll come back. Toe, heel, back. Squeeze those thighs together. Press down through your feet. Feel engagement through your pelvic muscles. And toes, heel, toe, heel. Stretch. If you wish to, place the hands on the inside of the thighs and gently press them away softly, maybe feeling a stretch on the inner thighs. Go to your level. And if you wish to, you could have a bit of resistance here, so the hands are on the inside and you press with the legs and engage through those muscles, pushing your legs together, but your hands are refusing to let you do that. Still breathing. And you place the hands on the outside and you push against the hands, and it's a slightly different action. You're still pushing, but you're pushing, the hands are pushing in and the knees are pushing out. Again on the inside. Noticing what's firing and then walking the feet in. So if you get cramp or anything, perhaps a little less far apart. All right. We're stretching the legs forward a little bit, maybe one leg initially. And as you need to, holding on to your chair, can you cross your left ankle over your right shin? Checking in with that. Now, some of you may be able to slide that foot a little higher up to underneath the knee. Check in with that. If that feels okay, you may be able to bring it up above the knee. You may need to use a hand to help you, but only if it's appropriate for your hip. Once you have that there, notice what's going on, and perhaps bending that right leg and lifting that leg a little higher and finding a stretch into the outside edge of your left hip. And stay there, make sure you're safe on your chair. Are you breathing? So it could be way down there. You could have started at the first one and stayed there with your leg just resting against your shin. And folding from your hips, if it is appropriate, taking yourself a little further forward, only if you're able to stand that sensation. Avoid forcing, tucking the chin slightly, looking down at the floor and breathing. If this is uncomfortable, reduce it, go back a few stages, or simply desist. Stop doing it. And lifting your body gently back up. You can straighten the other leg, so you slide that one down, bend both legs, check you're seated appropriately on the edge of your chair. If you have a very hard chair, then you may need to put a bit of a folded blanket or something on the edge of the chair to stop it cutting into the backs of your legs. So opposite leg, sliding away, left one, and if you're able to cross the right ankle or shin. So you could do it from here, leaning forward, that might give you a stretch there. If you're able to bring the foot a little higher, might action the whole thing from there, or you bring the foot up higher on top of the knee, so it's not pressing on your knee itself. And then sliding your foot in underneath you, if it's possible. You can leave that leg straight. Noticing any sensations you already have in the hip, so if that's happening, stay where you are. Those who feel able to, leaning their body, all those buttons are in alignment, simply folding at the hips, the pelvis, tops of the legs. Your book is resting on top of your head and you're looking slightly down ahead of you. So if your eyes are looking up at me, look down now. Notice your own sensations and breathe. Experience those sensations in the external hips. It's a nice, obviously if you've had hip replacements, your ankle will be crossed, not this leg up here. And lifting your body gently back up, holding onto the chair, sliding the leg away, floating the other one, and coming back to center. So you can sit back on your chair for a moment, observing those legs, noticing how they feel. Depending on the chair that you have, the next one may be a little challenging, and you may want to find a different chair to repeat this practice another time. If you're able to use your chair, we're going to turn sideways on it. So if you have a support for your feet, you may want to walk that around to the left side of you. And then if you have cushions and things, you can pop cushion on the edge of the chair. There's a little bit of padding. And bringing yourself around to sit on the side of your chair with both knees together and your feet supported on however many cushions or books or whatever you need. So taking a moment to be here, we're exploring this, so everybody will go to their own level. It doesn't matter where you finish. And then you can take your leg that's on the edge of the chair off onto the chair and slide yourself gently over, holding on firmly to the back of your chair. Wrap your arm around it or whatever you need, so that you're aiming to get that sit bone off if you can. And your foot and your block will move on the other side for stability. So press down through that sit bone and foot that are on the chair. You can move your leg back a little bit if you have space on your chair. So the back of the knee is resting near the edge of the chair. Allowing this other leg, if possible, either the toes are tucked under or the top of the foot to drop. So you could have the toes tucked under, you could let the whole of the foot drop. We're simply exploring a sensation of stretch through the front of the thigh, the quadriceps, whatever feels right for you. So some people may be able to take it a little further back. So wherever you begin to feel that stretch, it's not a competition, it's what you feel. Do I feel a stretch through the front of my thigh without straining my knee? In which case you're doing it, it's absolutely fine. And you're breathing. So looking for length through the front line of the body. And if you have that, you may like to lift your arm up if it's comfortable for you and feel a gentle back bend into this stretch. So more opening through the front of that hip. If you find you want to take that leg a little further back, you can, and you're breathing, slightly looking up, dropping that knee, opening through the front of the hip, extending out and up, dropping the shoulder blade in towards the waist and breathing into that side of the body. So extending your right side. If it becomes too much, you stop, you bring your arm down or you release your leg. If you're able to stay 2 more breaths. And softening and releasing the arm, ease that leg back. Bring it back and move yourself back on top of your chair completely and take a moment there. So you will feel perhaps a little bit of stretch because you've done a back bend. You'll feel as though you've been bending backwards. So now is the time to release that. So we could come forwards gently, either with a hinge at the top of the legs or a soft, gentle rounding down over the legs. You may want to pop your forearms there or rest your forehead in your hands to rest. It's going as far as feels comfortable for a stretch along your back, so into the lower back. Drawing the body back up when you're ready, sitting tall, and then returning towards the chair. So we're taking our ribs around, so your right ribs, imagine the back of your right ribs are turning round towards the back of the chair. And then taking yourself wherever you go without moving the pelvis. Pelvis stays fixed, legs stay fixed. So watch those knees, to the best of your ability, stay in alignment. You might want to press those legs together and turning your chest, turning your head and breathing. Notice the sensations on the left side of the back. Perhaps that's feeling the twist more than the right, or in you, perhaps the right more than the left. One more breath here. Softly rotating back to face the side of the chair. Then we're rearranging ourselves so we can shuffle the block or the books or whatever around with our feet if they're light enough to move. Of course, if you're working this at home, what you might do is have a set each side if you have enough books and things to use, and then you're just flitting around from one side to the other. One cushion each side means that you don't have to change things as you go, otherwise you may need to get up and move your cushion. And then you start facing the other side, the right side, and working with the left side. Begin sitting comfortably, facing forwards and observing your pelvis is balanced, your knees are balanced, your feet are balanced. So we start from a place of balance. Holding onto the chair behind you if you're able to, and then shuffling yourself over onto the edge. Bring your foot and your pelvis with you. And when you're ready, explore that stretch through the other side. I find holding onto the back of the chair with my whole arm, but it depends on how tall your chair is. Okay, so when you're ready, toes can be tucked in, remember, pushing the thigh back, or foot flat, depending on your foot. Working through the front of the thigh, letting your breath flow. Checking in with that sensation through the quads. Remember, it goes where your leg can go, not where my leg can go. And if you wish to, you can either send your elbow up or the arm straight up over the top. Or you could bring your hand to your head and lift and stretch into a back stretch. Obviously with the arm up, it's a bigger lever. And you're breathing and extending through that side of your body. Fix the other foot if you're able to. You do need blocks that are high enough put your foot on. So those with shorter legs need more books. Experience the stretch and length through that left side of the body. Am I breathing? You may find it helpful to breathe if you bring your little finger and ring finger together and extend the others like a victory sign. That can help to take the breath into those side ribs. Prana Mudra. One more breath here. And softly easing the arm down. Slowly bringing that leg back, moving your body back on top. Check your alignment. Make sure you're safe, centered. Notice how that back bend felt on that side of your body. And if you wish to, you can roll yourself around or fold yourself forwards. Support yourself as you need to. This is like going into a child's pose. Whatever feels right for you, and the head needs to loll. If you can, you may want to support your head with your elbow on your knee, thigh, and your head in your hand. Beautiful breaths. And you might want to breathe to the back of the body. And pressing down through the feet, the pelvis, as you bring yourself back up to sit, looking sideways on to the right. And keeping the pelvis fixed and the knees, bring them together if it helps to keep them aligned. And rotating the heart around towards the back of the chair and turning the head around, and you're looking over your right shoulder. So feel that stretch through the back. Which side of the back is feeling this twist, if any? Can I bring my awareness into the left back ribs and feel they are coming full round towards the chair? And my right ribs are rotating away from the chair. Breathing comfortably, deeply. Pressing those feet lightly, pelvic bones lightly, keeping the stability through the lower half. One more breath. And rotating back to your center, which is facing sideways. Noticing the sensations. And then returning around, coming back to the center. Put your block back underneath your feet. You may want to rearrange your chair because you've moved things. So you've got your cushions and everything back in the appropriate places for you to feel supported. Taking a moment to experience your body here now. Noticing your spine, legs, ankles, feet, shoulders, head. And take a short practice to release the neck and arms now. If you're able to take your arms out to the side, if they don't want them too high, you want them, if anything, shoulder height or even a little lower if that's better for you, and palms are facing downwards to begin with. So as you breathe out, you're going to turn your right thumb down, rotating the arm as much as you can, and the left thumb up. And you're going to look to the right. As you breathe out, you're going to turn the right thumb up, the left thumb down, and turn your head to look to the left. Breathing in, turning to the right. Breathing out, rotating opposite hands, thumbs going opposite ways. One more time in that way. To the left. And then bring the palms back to face the floor as your face looks under. We can change that. Thumbs are going to be up as we turn towards them this time. So as you breathe in, turn the right thumb up and look to the right, left thumb down. Breathing in, out the other way, look to your left thumb. Breathing in, turn the head gently, look to your right thumb, feel that stretch in your neck. Breathing out, turn towards the left thumb. One more time if you're able to, otherwise bring those arms down. Breathing out and release. Strong work. So although you may not have achieved all of those, you might want to practice again another day and see how that feels. It really activates up into the shoulders and neck, strengthening them, but also as we stop, releasing some of the tension. So if you have a slight discomfort in one side or other of your neck, you may find that that begins to balance them out and make them more comfortable in a balanced way. Bring our awareness back to the body and the breath. You want to rest your left hand on your abdomen, near your navel, tummy button, and your right hand lightly on your upper chest. Closing the eyes or dropping the gaze and become aware of your breath. Become sensitive to what's going on in your body. Checking in, am I comfortable? Do I feel as though the top of my spine, which is between my ears, is on top? That there's a sense of space and length through the back of my neck? That my jaws are hanging down from the top of my spine? Where's the breath moving my hands? So you may experience more in the top hand or the bottom hand. And are you able to direct it? Can you allow your breath or invite your breath towards the bottom hand more? Notice what that's like. And then you might want to lightly engage your abdominals and breathing towards the top hand. Which do you find easier, breathing in or breathing out? So with that knowledge, as you breathe out, feel as though you're drawing the belly gently back to engage it as you breathe out, then emptying the chest, then emptying the upper chest all the way to the collarbones. And as you breathe in, you feel filling from the collarbones through the chest, through the midriff, until you finally let that belly move forward slightly as you release it and continue breathing in. So we'll begin with a breath out. This is comfortable breathing, unforced, inviting the breath. So breathe out and pull the belly back to empty your lungs as completely as you can. Hold that belly as you let yourself fill from top to bottom. Once full, empty bottom from pubic bone, through navel, through bottom ribs, through chest, collarbones, empty. Hold the belly comfortably and allow your breath to begin to flow into the top. Empty from bottom, all the way to top. Comfortable breaths. Hold the bottom so you can fill the top. If it helps, you could imagine that you've got a pot. And as you breathe out, empty out the bottom. Pop the bung in the bottom, hold it tight as you fill the top. Empty from the bottom. Fill gently from the top. It's like a wave flowing. 2 more of those wave breaths, top to bottom, bottom to top. And then releasing the hands. And if you would like to, you could bring the hands into Hakini Mudra. So that's one where we put all our fingertips to touch, creating as if we had fit a globe, a snow globe in the middle of our fingers. So they aren't pointed and straight, they're rounded. This reminds me of Tony Blair doing a speech. So you can rest those either near your navel, midriff, or down. Rest the wrists down if that's more comfortable for you. Hakini is a goddess of wisdom. So this is all about unity, wholeness coming in together. And closing your eyes if you wish to. Let your breath flow. Feel the integrity and unity of this gesture. And bring your awareness to your left side, the whole of your left side. This is your intuitive side. And clarity, knowing what we need. The side we ponder with, the brain side. Move your attention to your right side and allow yourself to breathe to the right. The side of action, doing, busy, busy, busy. And it's also the sun side, ha. And the left side is ta, the moon side. The sun side is considered the male side and the moon side is considered the female side. We are both and all of us made of each. We are both sun and moon. Ha-ta, hata. And then breathing to both sides, right and left, sun and moon. Action and contemplation. Intuition. We need both to be balanced in order to be whole. To feel that unity of the right and the left coming together. And then bring your awareness to the back of your body. The whole of the back of your body, back of your head, back of your chest, back of your pelvis, back of your legs, back of your arms. Soles of the feet. And this is your unconscious aspect. The part we are less aware of most of the time. The unconscious aspect. Breathe to your unconscious side, the back. Draw your awareness to the front of your body, the forehead, the face, the front of the chest, pelvis, legs, front of the arms. This is your conscious aspect. We are usually fully aware of this part of us. The unconscious part holds our deepest beliefs, the truths we believe in. And the front aspect is our habits, our personality. Let's unite those two aspects, back and front, together, uniting them as a whole. Integrating them completely. So we are not fully in the front or fully in the back, we are a unit, integrated, whole. And draw your awareness to the lower half of your body, so from your waist down. And this is the material part of your body. The earth, contact through things, all the material things we have in our lives, food, shelter, all those things we need to live and exist. Breathe to the lower half. And the upper half from the waist up. Our higher self, our spiritual self, tapping into the higher consciousness and the deeper beliefs we have and hold. The sense of what is beyond ourself. Spiritual aspect. Breathing upwards. And integrating the two together, lower and upper, bottom and top, material and spiritual into a united whole. Unity. And the whole body integrating left and right, back and front, bottom and top, into a complete whole being. A beautiful, balanced whole being that is capable of so much. Let your hands slide together into Anjali Mudra prayer position, holding them in your heart. Notice your breath. And send yourself a message of unconditional love. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Hariam Tat Sat. Namaste. Thank you all very much.